Joining me now is the Democratic Lieutenant Governor of Pennsylvania, John Fetterman, whom we should note is currently running for the United States Senate. Lieutenant Governor, the Arizona thing, kind of a mystery that your state Senate Republican leader went down there to actually look at it and try and emulate it in Pennsylvania because, A, it's horrible. It just isn't going very well. They've been counting or auditing ballots now for several months. And number two, it's not particularly popular even amongst Republicans because it seems to be exactly what it is, a nonsensical, fraudulent audit. See, even the lieutenant governor is speechless about this whole thing. There we go. Got your audio back.
I just want your viewers to understand that the people that are involved in these kinds of audits in Pennsylvania are not the sharpest knives in the GOP drawer. No one's taking this seriously. I could issue a letter on my office's letterhead to the Pittsburgh Steelers saying, I demand I be installed as the starting left tackle for the upcoming season. And that could generate some news stories, but it's not going to go anywhere. And neither is this. Our Department of State has already shut down this ridiculous audit request. You know, this is not the best and brightest of the GOP attempting this, and it's not going anywhere, just like their snake handling in the Ramada Ballroom in Gettysburg in November. It didn't go anywhere, and none of this stuff is going to go anywhere.
There is a belief among mainstream Republicans that either there was some real election fraud, or why shouldn't we put all the laws in place to prevent election fraud from taking place? I suppose one could agree with that intellectually, that we should have things in place, but they should be in proportion to the problem that we're trying to solve. One thing that you have done is you have studied very carefully in Pennsylvania the proportion of fraudulent voting. And as I saw in a tweet that you sent the other day, we haven't even reached double digits. I don't know how many ballots. Oh, there we go. 7 million ballots cast in Pennsylvania. And the number of voter fraud instances are not yet at 10.
That's true. And that's what I keep trying to emphasize. And the grand irony in all of this, of course, is that the voter fraud that we did have in Pennsylvania was all Republicans having their dead relatives vote for Donald Trump. And the bottom line is simply this. And here's another fact, is that Republicans that I talk to in Pennsylvania, they don't believe there was any election fraud. I mean, of course, there's a segment of people, but if you're already following or listening to a dude that sells pillows on TV, you know, you're kind of, you know, beyond reaching. But Republicans don't want to run on this in 22. You know, they may be forced to, but Senator Mastriano, all this is doing is sending out love letters to the former president in the hopes of securing his endorsement to run. And that actually would be a good thing for Democrats in Pennsylvania because, you know, he would get, that we mop the floor with him.
Yeah, it isn't popular. It isn't. You and I have talked about this. It's not even popular amongst Republicans in Arizona. However, there is something nefarious here, and that is they are asking for ballots and election equipment to be handed over audit style. And that's the thing that caused the Department of Justice to write to Republicans in Arizona to say you are endangering the sanctity of the process because there's a chain of custody. Once you start handing ballots around to other people, particularly non-governmental people and ballot machines, you've now tainted the process. So you've thrown doubt into the system, and then you've mucked up the machines, and now no one will ever get a real answer. That audit in Maricopa County will never, ever end now. You realize that because they just keep on shuffling the same ballots around.
Well, sure. And thankfully in Pennsylvania, that's never going to happen because the counties in question have already said no. Our Department of State here in Pennsylvania has already shut that down. There's no path for this audit to continue. This is just carnival barking at its lowest, and they're going to continue to try to do this because that's all they have to run on. But I just want people to understand, like I said, this is not an elite group of insurrectionists that took over the Nakatomi Tower in Die Hard. You know, this is just weird snake handlers that are just trying to jockey for an endorsement to run for governor. There's nothing more to this than that.
I do appreciate the Die Hard reference on a Saturday morning. Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, and he is a Senate candidate for the United States Senate. Good to see you this morning. Thank you for joining us, sir.